Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'd like to spend a moment to just highlight the hydrangeas that we've got growing here. We've got them growing here in containers, and I'd like to talk to you just a little bit, people, just a little bit about how absolutely difficult it is not to grow these guys in containers. All right, this is hello right here, or vanilla strawberry hydrangea. This hydrangea is now enjoying its first season in the container. And as you can see, this hydrangea is nothing but happy, nothing but beautiful, nothing but gorgeous, right? Just owning that space. Panicle hydrangeas for me are the perfect plants for containers because they are going to fill that container so quick, and they are going to make a statement, people. They are going to make a statement wherever you pop them in the garden. All right, so let's see what we should start with. Let's start with the size of the container. I'd recommend, if you're going to be growing your hydrangeas in containers for any length of time, 2 or so seasons, let's go ahead and start with at least a minimum an 18-inch container. Between 18 and 22 inches I find is the perfect size for these hydrangeas to be happy. The larger the container, the less you have to water, right? And remember, hydrangeas love their water now, right? So you're going to help to keep them hydrated and to keep the whole process a little bit easier on yourself if you plant in a larger container. Now let's talk a little bit about soil, right? Any well-balanced potting mix is going to work. But again, because we grow our hydrangeas in containers long term, whatever mix you choose, always take the time to add some love to that mix. Right? So, for example, you are going to be adding cow manure. So if you pick you up a pack of whatever potted mix, add some love to it. Add some cow manure, add some earthworm castings. Make that mix as healthy and as nourishing as you can, because the plants are going to be in there for a while. And so the better the mix, the better the plants, and the easier it is going to be for you to grow them on in containers. I use a very simple potting mix here. My potting mix is 60% topsoil, and I buy the Scott's topsoil. I do 20% cow manure and 20% peat moss, right? I also add pine bark nuggets. Listen, don't ask me why. I've added this to all of my container mixes since I started the garden. I think I may have seen it somewhere and it just stuck with me, and I've used it ever since, and it works beautifully. So again, 60-20-20, 60% topsoil, 20% cow manure, and 20% peat moss. The hydrangeas have loved it and they have thrived in it. Okay. So the next question I hear you asking me is, Naomi, what variety of hydrangea is going to be suitable for the container? Guess what? You can grow any variety of hydrangea in a container. Panicles love it. You can grow the 5 feet panicles. You can grow those that grow up to 3-4 feet, 3-4 feet, that grow up to about 10 feet tall in a container, right? The container is going to limit the size. It helps you to control the size of the hydrangea. And the only thing that you are going to end up with is what you're looking at right now. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful blooms, right, from container grown hydrangeas. Let me take you in close here for just a moment. This is a little lime punch, right, newly planted this season, growing in a 18-inch container, looking gorgeous, starting to do her punching up thing. Isn't that cute? Starting to get her color on in. And beside her, you have another little hardy hydrangea. The growth specs on these guys, I think these guys grow about 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, right? So they have got some growing to do. Now behind them, look really close. That whole big ball of puffin' beautiful limelight hydrangea, that is one limelight hydrangea sitting here in a 22-inch container. The canopy on this hydrangea is over 4.5 feet wide. The hydrangea has been growing here for 4 years, and she is happy. I think she is. What you guys think? She is happy, and she is a beautiful, right? And I'll show you the container just so that you can see that, hey, I'm keeping it real with you. Do you see that container under there? Yep. This one beautiful plant growing here in a container. So your limelights, your hydrangeas can survive in containers long term. Alright, so far we have covered the container size, the soil mix, hey, the type of panicle you can plant in a container, which is any of them, guys, any of them, right? Do not worry about the actual size of the plant. In a container, the container is going to help you to control that. Let's talk a little bit about watering. Hydrangeas need to be hydrated, right? They do not like to dry out. In a container, they are 100% dependent on you, and I find that it's best to come on in and water your plants, especially during the heat of summer. Once those days hit about the upper 80s into the 90s, it's important that we are watering our plants at least every day. All right. Now, the awesome thing about the panicles, these hydrangeas are great communicators. They know how to talk to you people. When they get thirsty, their leaves are going to flop. They'll let you know now. When you're overwatering, their leaves are going to turn yellow. When they want to be fed, you're going to see that their leaves are going to peel out on you, and you're going to start seeing some weird little lines, right? So they communicate with you. They take the guesswork out of growing them because they are such awesome plants. Now let's talk a little bit about overwintering these guys. I am growing in zone 6B/7A. We get really cold winters here. Once my plants go dormant at the end of the season, I will move my containers, not because they need to be moved. I move them simply because I want my driveway to look kind of cute. We're on my driveway right now. I put all my containers to this one side of the drive, and I ignore them. I ignore them, people. I forget about them until next spring. In the spring, I come out. I do the pruning as you would normally prune a hydrangea in the ground. We prune them as they are in containers, and then they start the show again for us later on in the summer. So very easy winter care for us here in zone 6B/7A. Again, remember, most of these panicles are hardy between zones all the way down to zone 3, right? So that makes winter care very, very easy. All right, finally, let's talk about how we're going to feed our hydrangeas during the growing season. Right, hydrangeas need to be fed, especially in containers, because again, they are 100% dependent on us. The awesome thing is that they are not as fussy as roses, right? Or roses are going to need something every 2 weeks in a container. The hydrangeas, you can ignore them, and you're going to feed them twice. Well, you're going to feed them at least twice for the year. Once when you prune them in the spring, you can apply any rose fertilizer will do. And then I normally give them a second feed. If I'm doing the organics, like the rose tone, I'll apply a second feed right at the beginning of June before they start to panicle up, right? You can also do a liquid feed. I have fed my hydrangeas using the fish emulsion. That works really well, provides a lot of nutrients, and the leaves normally stay very green and vibrant and healthy when they get that. So it's whatever fertilizer you have that you use in your garden for your other plants. Usually it's pretty much okay for hydrangeas. Okay, hopefully I have touched on everything that we need to know about growing these beauties in containers, right? It is one of the easiest plants to grow in a container, and one that rewards you. Oh my gosh, this plant rewards you. Don't you feel rewarded just looking at it? I feel so happy just looking at it, right? They reward you with absolutely beautiful blooms with a beautiful show right at the start or middle of summer, right? And then they'll do it again for you year after year after year. All right, thank you so much for having joined me, guys, for another beautiful day in the garden. I hope you found this information helpful. Hey, drop a comment down below. Let me know, are you growing your hydrangeas in containers, right? Have you been enjoying the process? And I'm liking on that little lime punch now, people. Again, I am in the middle of summer. It is July, the second week of July, and this little punch has started pinking up. Look at the contrast right now between her and the limelight. I'm loving it, right? Loving it. All right, thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the garden. Bye.